Hey folks, it's MaDuke on Real Talk. I don't know how much I'm going to talk here, but there's so much going on, I don't even where to start, right? Let's start with DC. You know, don't get me wrong, when there's a lot of crime, especially with the illegals that went on there, I understand sometimes you kind of need some helping hand from your National Guard. Hats off to them, they do tremendous emergencies. But here we are with Trump feeling like Washington, D.C. needs to have federal military, National Guards to oversee the police department and all that in D.C. All of a sudden. And this is after that they had said that back in about a few months back, they were saying there was like a 30% low on crime in that area of DC. So if crime is low, why do you need the National Guards to oversee the police department? And then he goes further and makes it clear that he's looking at New York, Chicago, Baltimore, all these big cities to implement the same thing. For our safety to get back our country. Notice the words that he's using. He's trying to help keep us safer. Get our country back, you know. Don't get me wrong, that all sounds good, right? He was going to take care of the homeless situation too, putting them in camps. Camps. We've heard that word before, haven't we? Camps. Back in World War II, Nazi Germany business, it held off Hitler. He wanted to re-educate the Jews by putting them in the camps. Germany, before Hitler took over or got into power, if I can remember correctly, they were heading into some economic disastrous times. Poverty, it was really, really bad. And it was almost like everybody wanted Hitler because of the way he was gonna fix the problem. So he got right in there. He fixed the problem, didn't he? And then we have over here in the United States here, 2025. Everybody wanted Trump. Don't get me wrong, he sold a good sales pitch, didn't he? Gonna make America great. Yep, gonna make the cost of living of your food prices and all that's gonna go down. It's gonna go down. Yep. So you can afford to live. The prices will go down. Remember all that? Gonna get rid of the immigration problem. Gonna fix our borders. Hey, he did. Not gonna complain about that. Understand? We're gonna make peace with Ukraine and Russia. Gonna end it. If he was president before Biden, if Biden wasn't in and he was, there wouldn't have been no war. Don't forget about 2014, right? When Obama was in office. That's when it kind of started. But it's not Trump's war. He's going to put an end to it. He wasn't going to put up with Jasinski's BS at the Oval Office, remember? Put him in his place. Yeah. I was like really getting pumped for that. I was like, okay, he's going to really stand for his word on this. Oh, no, we got to send more money to Ukraine. Got to. We just got to. Trump said that. We got to. We got to send them more weapons. We got to help them. What happened to stopping the war? Oh, making deals with Putin. Yeah. Gotta take care of that. Yeah. Oh, hate Putin's guts now. The whole nine. Yeah. You're keeping track. Meanwhile, there is no list. There is a list, but there is no list. Everybody's gonna know about the whole Epstein file. Trump made it clear. But then there was no list, was a list. What the hell are you all talking about it still for, remember? He just keeps it going on. Are you keeping track? Are you feeling like a tennis match going on here with the White House and we the people? You keeping up with all this? Not going to have a war with Iran? Oh, yes, we are. Not going to back up Israel. I remember the time that he was in office the first time. Abraham Accord. The peace in the Middle East. Pakistanis and Gaza live in Gaza. Israel and Israel. I kind of remember this. And everybody shook hands. Everybody shook hands. The Arabs, they all were sitting at that table. And they all signed on this lovely ink pen. Peace. And here we are, 2025. If you think there's peace in the Middle East, you are really asleep. See what's going on with Gaza. Wasn't going to allow that. Remember, he was telling Bibi, because I can never say that man's name right, so I'm just going to say Bibi, the Prime Minister of Israel. Don't you be hurting those people in Gaza. I remember hearing that. How quickly he changed his mind when this whole Epstein file got going on talking. And when Bibi was at the White House, all of a sudden when Bibi goes back to Israel from being at the White House, Trump's got a whole different way of talking now. He supports Bibi. We got a demolition, the whole part of Gaza's got to be flat. Bulldozing it all down. Palestinians will have to live somewhere else until we redo Gaza. Tall, beautiful buildings. It's going to be beautiful. Remember Trump? It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be something that America will be proud of. Huh? Everybody will have to take in the Palestinians. And if they qualify and want to come back when we're all done, they're welcome to. But if they meet your criteria, Trump, since when do you have the run of the mill of Gaza? Since when are you going to allow Bibi to just take on? Because don't forget, Bibi has this great, beautiful, the great, beautiful bill that Trump advertised. Bibi in Israel is advertising the great, beautiful new Israel. Because not only they're going to take over Gaza, but they also want to make sure that they have part of, Syria, and part of, not India, oh my God, Saudi Arabia, around that area. But like they want to take a big chunk around Israel and declare it theirs. Okay? So they want to take over more land that is other countries' land and call it theirs. This is Bibi talk. He's got a new map of how Israel's going to look. And there won't be no more Gaza's pitious Palestinians. No. So remember, Hitler did away with the Jews' concentration camp. Bibi is doing away with the Palestinians and anybody that says no to him. Look at what he did to the darn news media of Al Jazeera. He bombed them. He knew right where they were, and he just took them right out. Dead. Gone. So that they couldn't keep reporting about Gaza. Shut them right down. Kill them. And nobody's condemning it. That's okay. But Bibi, there's so many countries that are so against him. He is supposed to be arrested for the inhumanity that he is doing. But yet, Trump is just... And now, Trump made it so that any state that doesn't want to back up on what Bibi, representing Israel, is doing, if you talk bad about it, no federal aid. So if you don't agree with Trump and Bibi, you will not get no federal aid help for disaster in your community. Because you're not going according to them. You listening? And now we got the National Guards going into cities to make sure crime comes to a zero. Big zero. And there won't be no more homeless on the street. Because we're going to put them in a camp. All over the place. Instead of trying to help them get on their feet, we're just going to cage them up. And if you act a little bit fruity and don't really agree, we're going to be making sure that we have our institutions back. So we can lock you up because you're not safe to be around anybody. You know, institutions for the mentally insane, as they'll say that you are because you don't agree and you have your own thoughts. Oh, they'll say you're crazy. They'll probably say I'm crazy for talking like this. I'm just repeating what I've been hearing on the news out of their mouths, Mr. President Trump. Okay? This is out there. I'm not making it up. But apparently, he'll think somebody is, because that's just the way it goes. So, whatever. National Guards, and might as well say this is the workup of it. Oh, and let's not forget the fires and the floods. All these lovely storms hitting different states. And not just to cause a little bit of damage. No, we're just going to wipe out communities. So that they're homeless. So that then we can just camp them up. See, there's an agenda. Agenda 30. They got to hurry up because we're going to be going into 2026. Not much time to get everything into place so that Agenda 30 can come all the way into play. Gotta have our smart cities, our little 5-minute commute so that you're not using your car. And we got you confined. See, that's what the fires, in my opinion, the fires, the floods, all this chaotic shit going on in our country is I call it corralling. Got to corral us all into where you want us to be. Because they know that we are right on what they're doing. We know what they're doing. And they know that we know. So they got to make sure they got their stuff all into place so that when we finally get off our butts and stand up for our rights, guess what? Martial law will be able to kick in hardcore. Why? Because everybody will be in their states to deal with what they want or what Trump wants them to do. Do you hear me? It's like any type of chess game. I don't play chess, but by golly, I'm starting to really figure out this game. You gotta have all your pieces in the right place so that when you want to attack, you know, like a snake with a prey. Trump with the snake poem. You knew I was a snake when you let me in. And he was saying about the border. I say it's you, Trump. You're the snake that we let in. You convinced us that you were for us, the people. And since you've been in, you started to really show you were for us. You really did. Helping out with the illegal immigrants that were committing crime, murdering people. We took care of the border. Got to make it look good. But then people started asking about the Epstein file. That got you a little bit upset, didn't it, Mr. Trump, President Trump? That got you really upset. And why do I say that, President Trump? Well, because look at what you started to do when the reporters kept on you about the Epstein case. You started to act a little bit erratic when it came to Ukraine and Russia, and then all of a sudden you were wreaking havoc on Iran. Wreaking havoc on anything to get everybody to be off that question about Jeff Epstein. You didn't want nobody to know. You still don't want nobody to know, because here's the big glitch. In case you all didn't know yet, I just got done seeing a video on YouTube. I feel sorry for these victims. I really do. I wish I was a lawyer sometimes on this shit, because I'll tell you what, this is so wrong. Glenn, that lovely lady, Maxwell, well, she's in a lower security prison, but she ranks the highest number because of what her crime time is for. So they move her from the most high crime prison to the most least criminal prison. And here's the big catch. Starting whenever this week, but it happened today. She got granted, you ready? Work release. So she can leave the prison and go work a job. And then go back to prison when her day is done working. You heard me. This is after the FBI Attorney General went and chit-chatted with her. Remember? We're going to get all the ins and outs about the file business so that we, the people, would know. Remember? Wow. After that meeting, 2 days of, she gets moved from, like I said, the most high official prison for federal crimes, and got moved shortly later to the least high crime prison. More like a white collar. You probably embezzled money. Oh, you can sit here and like a vacation, pretty much. Oh, and then today, we're gonna let her go out and work a job. That should be very concerning to all of us women. This is who we have for a president. We're not going to talk about Jeff Epstein no more because, see, we're making sure that Maxwell gets whatever she wants to stay quiet and not say anything. But we should be rest assured because Trump has nothing to do with the file. His name isn't in there. Remember? He didn't do nothing. Yeah, he knew him for 15 years. Yeah. He never went to the island, but by golly, he's envious of those who went. Really? You envy those who went to Epstein's Island? You said that. You said that during an interview. Really? You have daughters, granddaughters, a wife, friends that have women. How disrespectful can you be, sir? How disrespectful can you actually be to women? Seriously. These were minors that got flunked around and then some. And gee, people who commit the crime not seeming to do the time. Thanks to you, Mr. President Trump. And the more we talk about this, the more he throws a tingy. And I know I'm not exaggerating because just look at the damn news. Every time he's pissed, he does something to other countries. Don't believe me? Watch the news from all different angles. And you'll see this beautiful, notice I had to say that, huh? This big, beautiful puzzle that we're building together. So that by the time everybody has this all figured out, and we want answers, and we're also very upset because the food prices aren't going to go down. See, this is all piling up. Everything's gathering and piling up. Pieces are being put into place all over our United States. They're doing it so quietly so nobody can even flinch and complain or ask. But people are starting to ask. See, this is called tyranny. This is all tyranny. Now I understand why people were saying we don't need a king. See, I was kind of trying to understand when I saw the protest about the king. No king, no king. I'm like, he wasn't trying to be a king. This is, forgive me. Well, I take that back. Because when you look at how America came about, we left Europe, London, England, our ancestors, because we wanted freedom. We wanted to have freedom, independence. Remember that in your history books? Why we came to America and kicked the Indians aside and said, no, it's our land. Oh, don't we now know what the whole thing is? So we took over America, shoved the Indians wherever we wanted to shove them, and if they didn't listen to us, that's okay. We're going to put them in camps so they can learn how to talk English and cut their hair, because no boy should have long hair. And we're going to re-educate the Indians. That's what our ancestors did back when America was discovered, and look at what we still do. Do we ever learn a lesson? Or do we just like to repeat the problem? Because in some ways, I feel what's happening lately is like the building up of what happened in Germany before Hitler got voted in. And then we had the damn Nazi problem. And World War II came about. Do you see the picture? The writing's right there. The more we don't say anything, folks, the less time we're going to have to use our voice. Because if you think that he's done, I'm sorry. You can't talk down or talk bad about Bibi of the Israel, the Jews. I have nothing against the Jews. I have a problem with the Zionists because they do not believe in the rights of the Jews. Did you know that the Jewish people in their country of Israel have been protesting against their own prime minister? They don't want him. They don't like how the people in Gaza and the children are starving. They're against it. The majority of the Jews are against Bibi. I saw that whole protest. I cried. I cried because I was like, wow. Because the way Bibi makes it seem, everybody's on the same page as him. Nope. Nope. And yet he's still in power. Nobody wants to take him and remove him. But let's take and get rid of Putin. Let's get rid of Putin. Really? Because he's been defending his own country? Because the last time that there was supposed to have been a ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia, do you know what happened there? Putin didn't start shooting off the missiles. No. Ukraine shot off over 700 drones and went into the heart of Russia and bombed. This was during the ceasefire time that they weren't supposed to do a damn thing. And then Putin shoots off one. Oh, Putin broke the deal. Yep. Putin broke the deal of the ceasefire. It's all Putin's fault. Because nobody wants to remember who shot off the 700 drones. Yazinski. Ukraine. The weasel. I call him a weasel. He's a weasel. He really is. Yazinski of Ukraine. He's a weasel. He acts like one, for God's sakes. And I hate to say it, because I normally don't do this, but if I'm going to call Yazinski a weasel, Trump, you're a bulldog. Want to know why I say that? Because bulldogs can be a big-ass bully. And the way you've been acting, Mr. President, you're acting like a big-ass bully. And I hate bullies. They're rotten to people. They really are. So, I don't know what to say else, folks, but you better be ready, because every day seems to be a very interesting moment of our time. God only knows what's going to be around the corner tomorrow, right? Hopefully you're preparing, because a lot of my videos I talk about that, so you might want to check it out. Oh, and something else you should think of too. You better start making sure you boil your water. I have a video about that as well. I think everybody, you're buying your bottled water, why don't you just dump it out, fill up a big pot of water, boil it, I say 10 minutes. That way it's got everything out. And then when it's cooled down, you put it in that empty jug. You know why? Because how do you know if that spring water is really spring water? I mean, they're trying to make sure that they get us in all areas, folks. The food, the water, our living, the land, transportation, our voice. They're doing it so quietly in a way, and they're wording it so that you think that Trump is trying to help you feel and be safe. Until you say the wrong thing that pisses him off, and guess what? You might just get scooped up and go to a camp. So you can be educated the right way and agree upon what he says. Don't have to take my word. Keep following and finding out. Because you all are going to be wishing to hell you started listening to a lot of us. Because we've all been shouting it from the rooftop. But not many of you are listening. But you're going to listen when it's too late. Better have God on your side. Oh yeah. Don't forget the Sunday law. That will be pushed. But if anybody's a real believer, we know we think of the Sabbath day, not the first day of the week, Sunday. Take care, peace out, and I'll be back with some more real talk.